race. Good and Hot leads Scimitar and Spanish Play out onto the track. Phar Lap looks quite at home as he goes down to the starting gate. He is wearing the bandages on the forelegs, just as he did in all his Australian races. They're off in a good line, but Phar Lap is cut off by the outside horses, and he commences to drop back. Coming down past the stands, Cabizo is just leading, and Phar Lap has dropped back to the rear of the field. He is out wide and keeping clear of the other horses. When they settle down, Cabizo just leads Marine, Scimitar, and Good and Hot. Phar Lap is still well back, with Elliott taking no chances of interference. They're going towards the turn now, out of the straight, and Cabizo is still leading, with Phar Lap out wide and a long way back. Elliott is set on getting a clear run, and he's doing it all right. Past the 6 furlongs, Dr. Freeland and Cabizo are together, followed by Scimitar and Good and Hot. Phar Lap is commencing to move up. He's running 7th now. Spanish Play attempts to go with him, but is shaken off. Coming to the 5 furlongs, Phar Lap is going up on the outside of the field, with Cabizo still leading, and as they reach the half mile, Phar Lap goes up to Cabizo. He's shooting by the horses now, and he takes the lead. Going along towards the home turn, Phar Lap is striding along with a clear lead. Cabizo is dropping out, and Revali Boy runs into 2nd place, followed by Scimitar. Phar Lap has just unwound a terrific run, but he shows no signs of weakening as he comes towards the home turn. Around the turn into the home stretch, Revali Boy moves up to Phar Lap. They're racing neck and neck now. He's got him. No, Phar Lap's strides are commencing to tell. He's coming away from Revali Boy with only a short distance to go. Elliott is riding very hard, but Phar Lap's got it. Come on, Phar Lap, you beauty.
It's a great debut for the Australian beauty, Phar Lap, one of the handsomest horses ever seen on an American track. A little temperamental, but what star isn't? In one race, he's proved himself, and how the fans love it. A real champion and a new racetrack idol.
The flag is up. And they're off. Toward the inside, Sir Dancer going for the lead. It's the one along the inside in 2nd. Then comes High Council racing 3rd. Score 24 is 4th. That's Perrault, 5th between horses, followed on the outside by Dorcaro. Then it's Bearcat on the outside. King Gogo moves up. Passing the stands for the first time, Sir Dancer leads by 2.5 lengths. It's the one, 2nd a length and 3/4. High Council on the rail, 3rd by a head. King Gogo on the outside is 4th. With Perrault moving 5th along the inside a half. Bearcat 6th on the outside by 2. Score 24 is racing 7th by a length. Dorcaro back to 8th. Then it's Super Moment 9th along the inside. John Henry is 10th. And Providential races 11th. Straightening away down the backstretch. Sir Dancer in front by 1 as King Gogo charges up on the outside. High Council at the rail, right there 3rd. It's the one between them. Those 4 tightly bunched. A gap of 3 lengths, and Bearcat on the outside races 5th by a head. Perrault along the rail, followed by John Henry and Super Moment. Going to the far turn. On the outside, it's Sir Dancer in front ahead as High Council finds room and moves through at the rail, and there goes It's the One. 3 of them across the track with 3/8 of a mile to go. It's the One on the outside, High Council at the rail, Sir Dancer right there 3rd. Then King Gogo 4th. Along the inside, Perrault is 5th. Between horses, Super Moment moving up 6th. John Henry between horses gaining ground. They turn for home. On the outside, here comes John Henry. John Henry on the outside, between horses, Perrault. It's the one, 3rd at the rail, and down the stretch they come. On the rail, it's Perrault. John Henry on the outside. Those 2 are going to battle the wire. John Henry on the outside, Perrault at the rail, noses apart.
The Belmont Stakes favors War Admiral, winner in the Derby and the Preakness, to win today's race. Nearest the camera, War Admiral, number 1, stumbles at the start and kicks a bleeding gash in his leg. Leaving a trail of crimson, he cuts across the track, overtakes Flying Scott and leads at the quarter. backstretch finds Admiral 4 lengths to the good, with contending scene shifter unable to close the gap and pompoon way back. Coming into the stretch with 35,000 watching the greatest son of man-o-war make turf history. Breaking into a gallop, the Admiral finishes the mile-and-a-half race in record time, beats man-o-war's record by 1/5 of a second, and wins more than $38,000. Mrs. August Belmont compliments jockey Kurtzinger, whose first thought is for his injured mount. Meanwhile, Samuel Riddle, owner of Man-o-War and War Admiral, proudly receives Mrs. Belmont's congratulations.
8th meeting, Pimlico, May 20th, 1978. The Preakness Stakes, a mile and 3/16, affirmed favored.
Believe it, moving between horses, Track Reward. Four of them right there as they come past the stands for the first time. It's affirmed on the outside, Track Reward along the rail. They match stride. Indigo Star on the outside, Believe It, along the rail. 2 lengths back in 4th place. Then it's Noontime Spender. Alidar and Daxess trail. They swing around the clubhouse turn. Track Reward along the rail with a slight lead. Affirmed on the outside. They match strides as they go to the backstretch. Down along the inside, Believe It racing third, 2 lengths back. Then it's Noontime Spender. On the outside, Indigo Star. Then it's Alidar and Daxess. They straighten away down the backstretch. Affirmed is taken charge by 3/4 of a length. Along the inside, Track Reward. Believe It coming on third on the outside. Noontime Spender racing fourth. Up on the outside, Alidar making a move.
Now back to fourth, Diabolical fifth toward the inside, and now the field turns for home. Bernardini rolls up to Sweet Northern Saint. Like now has capitulated, and it is Bernardini in front. Sweet Northern Saint cannot stay with Bernardini. Bernardini strides away from the field at the 8th pole, in front by 4. Sweet Northern Saint, no real response for him. Brother Derek and Hemingway's Key. It is going to be Bernardini. Bernardini to win this Preakness. A bittersweet Preakness it was. A 6-length win over Sweet Northern Saint, followed by Hemingway's Key and Brother Derek.
Ready to go for this tremendous Belmont Stakes. Everybody's in line, and they're off. Looks like the early lead goes to My Gallant. Yes, My Gallant going for the lead with Twice the Prince on the outside. Secretariat away very well, has good position on the rail, and in fact is now going up with the leader. They're moving for the first turn. It is Secretariat. Sham on the outside is also moving along strongly. And now it's Sham. Sham and Secretariat are right together into the first turn. My Gallant has third behind them. Then it's Twice the Prince, and the trailer is Private Smiles as they go by the turn. Those two together, Sham on the outside. Sham getting ahead in front as they move around the turn with Secretariat second. Then there's a large gap. Make it 8 lengths back to My Gallant in third and Twice the Prince fourth. And Private Smiles is still the trailer. They're on the backstretch. It's almost a match race now. Secretariat's on the inside, by ahead. Sham is on the outside. They've opened 10 lengths on My Gallant, who is third by ahead, with Twice the Prince fourth. Then it's another 8 lengths back to Private Smiles, who is trailing the field. They continue down the backstretch, and that's Secretariat now taking the lead. He's got it by about a length and a half. Still Sham, 10 lengths back. My Gallant, Twice the Prince. They're moving on the turn now. For the turn at Secretariat. He looks like he's opening. The lead is increasing. Make it 3.5. He's moving into the turn. Secretariat holding on to a large lead. Sham is second, and then it's a long way back to My Gallant and Twice the Prince. They're on the turn, and Secretariat is blazing along. The first 3/4 of a mile in 1:09 4/5. Secretariat is widening now. He is moving like a tremendous machine. Secretariat by 12. Secretariat by 14 lengths on the turn. Sham is dropping back. It looks like they'll catch him today. As My Gallant and Twice the Prince are both coming up to him now. But Secretariat is all alone. He's out there almost a 1/6 of a mile away from the rest of the horses. Secretariat is in a position that is impossible to catch. He's into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. And now Twice the Prince is taken second. And My Gallant is moved back to third. They're in the stretch. Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner. Here comes Secretariat to the wire. An unbelievable, an amazing performance. history of this race. Secretariat has accomplished the unbelievable task of breaking the mile-and-a-half record by 2 3/5 seconds. That is a record that may stand forever. The time of this race, 2:24. Almost unbelievable. At the head of the stretch, Secretariat had already destroyed this field. As you can see, he was almost a 16th of a length, rather a 16th of a mile in front. And as he went through the stretch, Ron Turcotte, who never did anything but hand ride, never used the whip, made it almost embarrassing for the rest of the horses. I suppose you can't really be embarrassed by being beaten by the greatest horse in the past century. At the wire, Secretariat, all alone.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Imperialism got a little bump from the cliff's edge at the start. Read the footnotes, comes away in good order, and there's Lionheart flashing his early speed today. Minister Eric is up close to the pace. Limehouse down toward the inside has been taken back. Quinton's Gold Rush in the far outside. Bias for the first time. Lionheart leads the way in a host of pursuers. Minister Eric is there. Read the footnotes is third. Smarty Jones very eager. He's fourth. Pollard's Vision is there on the outside, and Quinton's Gold Rush stacks 6 wide as they move into the clubhouse turn. Farther back, Master David is running along in 7th position. Borrego is 8th on the outside. Pro Prado moves up into 9th. Birdstone is 10th, and in between horses, Limehouse is saving ground 11th. Castledale in the clear. He's now running in 12th. French Lake is now 13th. Song of the Sword is 14th. Tappet is running together 15th and 16th with the cliff's edge. And Imperialism is 17th. He has but 1 horse beaten, and that is action this day. The opening half mile, 46 3/5 seconds. And Lionheart throws down the gauntlet and opens up by 3. Testing fractions for him, 5 furlongs to go. Smarty Jones is a stalking second as they approach the far turn. Pollard's Vision in the clear, and he's right there third. Minister Eric down on the inside, moving from 4th. Read the footnotes is handling the track well. He's 5th between horses with a half mile to run. They run 3/4 in 1:11 and 4. Borrego's beginning to pick it up on the outside. Pollard's Vision threads his way through in between horses. And there goes Tappet. Tappet is circling horses on the far outside, and the cliff's edge is following him, and Imperialism is pisking his way through, down toward the inside, now to the outside, and Master David follows him. They're 12 lengths from the lead as Lionheart turns for home, and undefeated Smarty Jones comes wide off the turn, and these two hook up at the top of the stretch. Lionheart is all heart, Smarty Jones is all out, and those two deadlocked at the 8th pole, and Smarty Jones is roused to the lead by journeyman jockey Stuart Elliott, and they have taken the lead away from Lionheart. Farther back, it's Limehouse and Imperialism, and here is the first undefeated winner of the Kentucky Derby since Seattle Slew in 1977. Smarty Jones has done it. Lionhouse was second, Imperialism finished third, and Limehouse was fourth. What a moment this must be for Stuart Elliott. A 39-year-old journeyman, he has just won the race of a lifetime.
And put it in the bank in a big way. A $5 million bonus to boot. Smarty Jones, 7 for 7.
It's a go. And Georgie Wolf is at the whip on Seabiscuit to keep him up. And they're coming to me head and head. War Admiral on the inside. Wolf is driving Seabiscuit, and Seabiscuit is outrunning him. Seabiscuit is coming to me 1 length, 2 lengths in the lead. And he came right over 2 lengths. He goes by me. Seabiscuit by 2 lengths. War Admiral right on his heels. Crutsinger sitting still and biding his time. And it's Seabiscuit by 1.5 lengths down the backstretch. They're halfway down that backstretch, and there goes War Admiral after him. Now the horse race is on, and I'm losing them there. They're head and head, but I'll catch them here in just another 50 yards. They're head and head, and now War Admiral has a head advantage, and Seabiscuit's got a head advantage. They're going into that far turn, head and head, and it is either one. Take your choice. And right there, they're coming into view now. And the head and head Seabiscuit on the inside by a neck with War Admiral second. That big throng dashing across the track, or across the infield there, coming for this fence. They'll come into the stretch here in just a second. And they're head and head as they head for that home lane. Watch for them now as they turn into the stretch. Head and head, both horses under a drive. This is a real horse race, just what we hoped we'd get. They're head and head, and both jockeys driving. It's the best horse from here in. They've got 200 yards to come. It's horse against horse. Both of them driving. Seabiscuit leads by a length. Now Seabiscuit by 1.5 lengths. Wolf has put away his whip. Seabiscuit by 3. Seabiscuit by 3. Seabiscuit is the winner by 4 lengths. And you never saw such a wild crowd. Seabiscuit the winner by 4 lengths. Trying to drown this crowd out here. They're roaring around me. Seabiscuit was the winner from end to end by 4 lengths.
Man o' War. Now, Big Red was only defeated once in his entire career. And towards the end of his 3-year-old year, this handsome big thoroughbred had done about everything that could be done, but he had not defeated the Derby winner of that year, Sir Barton. And so a match race was conceived, and it was run in Canada. There's Jack Dempsey, the Manassa Mauler, pictured with Big Red. And this particular race drew international interest, but it turned out to be an easy go for Man o' War.
They're off and running. Man o' War takes the lead over Sir Barton. As they come around the first turn, it's Man o' War leading Sir Barton by a length. Turning into the backstretch, it's Man o' War by 2 lengths and going away. As they come around the far turn and into the stretch, it's Man o' War leading Sir Barton by 15 lengths and under a strong hold. And Man o' War is an easy winner.
Man o' War won by 17 lengths, took 6 seconds off the track record. Just a fantastic horse. And the owner of the loser, Sir Barton, Commander Ross, said he was the greatest horse of all time. Even so, there were those who thought that Sir Barton was not his best at the time, and so it continues to go.